Hey everybody, welcome back. This is lecture 2. It'll be a brief one. We're just going to kind of go over the syntax a little bit. We're going to follow with W3 schools, and I'm going to explain a little bit to you. So, let me make myself tiny in the corner again. And, okay, so I am on, we kind of had a little bit of an introduction last time. I explained that, this can create high-performance applications. It's very popular. It's the most widely used programming language around, and if you learn C++, it's easy to learn other programming languages. So I'm getting started. We installed the integrated development environment. We installed code blocks. So now we have code blocks. We have it open here. And what W3 Schools is going to try to tell you is, well, they're going to show you how to run your first program in code blocks. Now, if you watched a couple of the YouTube tutorials, this school, you probably already know this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyhow and basically give you an idea of what's going on. So, when you first type your code in, if you click Run, it will not run. It will ask you to build it first, and you have to click Yes. So I just get in the habit of clicking Build and Run, but I've already clicked that, so now Run is working. Let me put this side by side. So the include IO stream is something that basically every single file is going to start out with. It lets us use input and output objects. You don't really have to understand what it means at this point. Just know that this will be there. Okay, stay up. Okay, using namespace, that gives us our namespace library, and what I mean by that is we'll do another cout. Okay, here's our little library. So that's handy, and I'd highly recommend including that, although you don't necessarily have to. Pull that back up. Okay, what is in here? What is in between what W3 Schools refers to as the squiggly things? These are our functions, and what we're saying is cout hello world. That's what you're seeing here, hello world. This is our output. So this is basically we're going to be working with this screen, this DOS command line. We're going to be working with this for a little while until we have all the basics figured out. And then maybe we'll make, eventually I'd like to make a calculator or something like that, a functional, functional program that performs something. Okay, let me look at W3 Schools and see what they have going on over here. Okay, don't forget that they have the try it yourself tool. This is pretty handy. They have all the code here for you. Please don't get in the habit of just copying and pasting, especially at first. After a while, it'll be okay. After you've typed this enough times and you've got the hang of it, then copying and pasting isn't that big of a deal. But if you start doing that now, you're going to lose track of what's going on. It's very important that you, the syntax becomes more of a second nature for you. But you can come in here and kind of play around and just see what it does. I mean, all I did was take off the L and O. So, so there's that you can use. Okay, what's next? Okay, they're basically going over what I just went over too. The header file library lets us work with input and output objects such as cout. It's used in line 5 right here, and it adds functionality to C++ programs. The namespace gives you the standard library, which I showed you that just a minute ago. C++ will ignore any blank lines. You could hit enter. Just go right here. As many times as you want. If you run it, I'll have to build and run because I changed something. Oh, I forgot to take that out. Okay. It's still exactly the same. It ignores any blank lines. Cout, for now, cout is an object used together with an insertion operator to output or print text. So it prints text into that black window, that DOS command window, or that DOS window that you just saw earlier. Let's call that the compiler window for right now, because it's really not a DOS. You can't type into it. So that's the compiler output, that black window. That's what we'll call it, the compiler output. So, oh, every C++ statement ends with a semicolon. I know I'm going to see mistakes here. People are going to say, they're going to do that, and they're going to say, why isn't it working? And actually, why isn't it working? Why can I not run it right now? What did I just do? Oh, well, we'll worry about that in a little bit. I don't know what just happened right there. I'll pull one of these. Don't forget, when you save these, you need to put the .ccp, CPP, C++, and then it'll still not working. Oh, because the command window's open. Okay, there we go. Well, having that semicolon not in there that time did not cause any problems. Did hello world show up and everything? Okay, but it will lead to syntax errors. I'm just not sure off the top of my head how to create one. It was running from one before I had the semicolon in there. I had to do a build and run. So now it's like, what the heck? This line has no end to it. It just goes on forever. So you have to have that semicolon in there. You can do a build and run, and it is fixed. Okay, so the body of int main should be written as, okay, so here is your actual function in between the squiggly things. Remember, the compiler does ignore white spaces. Return 0 is the command to end a function. In Visual Basic, a lot of times we write literally end function was the command. And here it is return 0. And don't curly bracket. Okay, not squiggly bracket, curly bracket. Don't forget to add the ending one. Omitting the namespace, you want that library. I wouldn't omit that. I don't know why you wouldn't include. See, what's missing here under include ISO stream, or I'm sorry, IO stream is this. But we want the standard library. Okay, and then printed text, this will be the next lecture. I just wanted to get you guys familiar with the basic syntax, knowing that include IOStream has to be there, you want your standard library, and that your commands will all go in between the curly brackets. So that's it with this lecture. No assignment yet. Do a few of these, try it yourselves, make sure that you're able to build and run a program. It doesn't hurt to click that one every single time, because you saw where that messed me up, just clicking run. I changed something, but the change wasn't recognized because I didn't click build and run. Yeah, but play around a little bit and familiarize yourself. If you didn't watch any YouTube videos on tutorials demonstrating code blocks, I'd still recommend doing that. And I will see you guys for the next lecture here real soon.